Alright, Nico Williams exploded yesterday night in a game that saw Spain draw with Netherlands 2-2, and he was the man of the match according to me because he scored the first goal and he was responsible for the assist that really saw Netherlands draw with Spain in the dying minutes. Welcome to the Rokani Media Football. How are you guys and where are you watching us from? I go by the names of Rokani David. Smash the like button, comment and share. If at all you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Now, Nico Williams is one of those players that is obviously putting himself on the market, and yesterday night he went ahead obviously make a huge statement that if there is a club in the world that needs a wide forward that is really versatile, I'm here. And I think at his age he's one of the best, and he has shown us that he is really putting in his performances at the national team and at the club level. When we go to the club level, we all know a lot that his club is into the quarterfinals of the UEFA Europa League. I'm obviously gonna be letting you know how he reached there. But yesterday it was the guy known as Nico Williams. In the 9th minute, he put Spain into the lead before Cody Gakpo leveled, and Rangers went ahead obviously make it to 1 in the 46th minute, and then in the 90th plus the third minute, when the referee was obviously nearing bringing the whistle to his mouth, Nico Williams dived into the 18 yards box area and found Mikel Merino, who put the ball into the back of the net, and he played 90 minutes to show you that he was really one of those that had a lot to do in this game of football, and the manager was really very expectant of him. He's the man that was responsible for playing 90 minutes, and Lamine Yamal only played I think some minutes and was taken off, and then Nico Williams was left to play a full 90 minutes. He is really industrious, and he's that kind of player that you obviously look at and obviously understand that he's always in the mood. Now, this was the quarterfinal first leg of the UEFA Nations League, and they are yet to obviously play down in Spain. And guess what? Nico Williams went ahead and obviously had the following to say to the side of Spain. You know, he was like, it's not yet done, and we're obviously gonna be painting you in Spain. And that's what he obviously had to say in his own words. And after the 2-2 draw, he said, I'm sure we will paint their faces in Spain. So Nico Williams is that guy who wants obviously take Spain to defend the UEFA Nations League. He 100% wants them to defend it hugely, because he knows to it that draw gotten will obviously see to it that if at all they really get a win of any nature, they'll get straight into the semi-finals and see who they're obviously going to be playing into the semi-finals of the UEFA Nations League. That is Nico Williams for you. And for all those clubs that really need the player, you are now on a very huge disadvantage, because he can't even call in for the amount of money that he wants. Recently, we all noted that he wanted £300,000 a week, and with the performances putting in through, he's really one kind of guy that he'll obviously call in for all the amount of money he wants. And you know, most of the teams will be willing to offer him that money, because very many are on the ladder. Now, on the ladder, we have Arsenal, Real Madrid, Barcelona, Bayern Munich, Manchester United, Liverpool, and very many others. Even PSG is into the mix, and he has a chance of winning the UEFA Europa League because they knocked out AS Roma, and in the first leg or in the quarterfinals, they're obviously going to be playing Rangers home and away, and it's a club I think they can really knock out. Now, when they knock out Rangers, the club they're most likely to face is going to be the winner between Manchester United and Lyon. So you now know that Nico Williams has a very huge chance to obviously play into the final, and when he plays in the final of the UEFA Europa League and he wins it for Atletico Bilbao, it will be sending a message to all the people outside there or to all the suitors outside there that Nico Williams is the guy. He's the right guy to obviously go ahead and obviously spend all your pennies on him. You understand? That is Nico Williams for you, and he's really running the show. So he's running the show, and I know most of you are really excited about him. But most importantly, the manager of Arsenal looks like he's getting everything right on Mikel Merino, because Mikel Merino came off the bench, and when he came off the bench, he came up and obviously leveled the game for the club of for the country of Spain. And you all know how goal scoring he has been, over the weekend when they are beating, last weekend when we went into the international break, or before we went into the international break, you know what happened. You know what happened. The club of Arsenal saw him score from a set piece, and they beat the side of Chelsea by 1-0. You remember that very well? So that's how things went ahead, obviously happen in there. So he's really in the mood, and he's really putting in performances that are really huge, and everyone is really excited of how things are expected to obviously be happening in the UEFA Nations League. And I tell you, a lot is underway for a team like this, because it really gives you loads and 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 loads of hope that this guy is obviously going to turn into that player. And I've always told you that if I'm Arsenal, he's the guy that I can obviously sign off immediately. By the way, I can sign in Nico Williams, because I know he's obviously going to complement Asaka and Leandro Trossard or Gabriel Martinelli, and then his creativity will be obviously important. So we are waiting to see how this guy is obviously going to be making it, where he's going to be playing next season, because trust me, this guy is not going to be playing for Spain. He's not going to be playing for Atletico Bilbao, with Barcelona in for Luis Diaz, and we know the reason as to why they're going in for Luis Diaz instead of Nico Williams, because of the salary that Nico Williams is demanding. Nico Williams demands a £300,000 weekly wage, and I know for Luis Diaz, he can obviously go in for 150,000 or 200,000 pounds a week. So that's why they're really pushing hard to see to it that they obviously get him that guy. And for this guy known as Nico Williams, a lot is being said about him, and it looks like at his age and what he's putting in, he wants some good amount of money to obviously go to his side. And I think he's right, because we all know that it's not easy to obviously reach the level at which he is, and it's the same issue with Kobe Mainoo at Manchester United. He's like, please and please and please get me my money. Get me my money, because if you don't get me £150,000 a week, I'm leaving the club of Manchester United. And very many clubs are really outside there, willing to obviously sign the player in the names of Kobe Mainoo. So the same applies to Nico Williams. Liverpool, PSG, Arsenal, Barcelona, Bayern Munich are really interested in getting the signature of this guy. And of a team like PSG, I just imagine when they get a guy like this, and they had him to Bakola, Dowie, is it called Dowe? Is it called Dowe? Osman Dembele, Kvaratskhelia, Vashkeria. Guys, it will be one of those hard teams to beat. But he fits into that age bracket of players that they need, and I think the biggest bidder to obviously pay in the hugest amount of weekly wage will obviously win the race. Remember, his buyout clause is, I think, 60 million euros, something like 49 million pounds is what you're supposed to pay to see to it that you obviously get him the signature of a player known as Nico Williams. Nico Williams putting up a show. What are your thoughts about it? And which club do you think is obviously going to be signing him? I earlier started up with a shot of the fallen teenager, that Bayern Munich went ahead obviously scout in their international search of stars who died in China, Beijing. I'm out.